Hi, everybody. How's it going tonight? Are you guys excited? So I love Angular too. Okay. Guten Abend. Did I say it right? No? I'm going to say no. Yes? How many of you guys are using Angular 2? Raise of hands. Few of you. Okay. That's exciting. I hope more of you guys start converting over. I actually have never done any Angular 1X development before because I created the furthest I got was creating an empty GitHub repo, and then I didn't know what to do. So Angular 2 is amazing. And for those of you guys who need convincing, I'm going to go ahead and play this little.
I would say that Angular 2 is really exciting new models for UI development.
Can you guys hear it?
Do you like Angular 2? I think it's a fantastic framework. Angular 2 is really exciting new models for UI development. I'm very excited. Do you like Angular 2? I think it's a fantastic framework. Angular 2 is really exciting new models for UI development. I'm very excited. Do you like Angular 2? I think it's a fantastic framework. Angular 2 is really exciting new models for UI development. I'm very excited. Do you like Angular 2? I think it's a fantastic framework. I'm super excited about it.
There we go.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching.
So this is Jeff Cross's idea of being fun on the Modern Web Podcast, which is something I do. So you guys should check that out when you have time. And I hope all of you guys are convinced now to use Angular 2. But if you're not, I have more for you. My name is Tracy. You can find me on the internet at Lady Elite, or you can find me on GitHub at Lady Elite. I do this thing called Modern Web, and what we do is we have really amazing podcasts, trainings, online events, all related to sort of cutting-edge technologies, frameworks, and standards. So a lot of really amazing things on our podcast. I also started blogging this weekend on Medium, so you can find that at Lady Elite. It's all Angular filled, so you'll have fun. A little bit about my life. So I used to be, I guess I'm still an entrepreneur, but I sold my startup dish crawl last December and got bored, so I decided to become a junior developer. So that's where I am in my life right now. I like playing with frameworks and JavaScript. It's really fun. It's very challenging for me because I usually don't know what I'm doing. Started off doing Ember development, so I'm in love with Tomster. I actually have Tomsters in my purse if anybody would like an Ember Tomster. That's Ember.js Munich. And more recently, after ngConf, which was a few months ago, I started doing Angular 2. And I love it. And one of the reasons I love it is because a lot of Angular 2 was inspired by Ember. And so, I mean, it's true. And so it's just the best thing, right? It's very familiar to me. I'm starting a new company, and I'm sort of traveling around the world. So, and then who knows what will happen next. Why is Angular 2 so easy? Well, it's because of Angular CLI. So how many of you guys have used Angular CLI before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. OK, well, let me tell you guys. You're doing something wrong. And this is why none of you guys are using Angular 2. You haven't installed Angular CLI yet. So it's based off of Ember CLI, which is amazing. And the reason I really like it is because it's really convention over configuration. You know, for a beginner developer, if I'm looking at an Angular CLI app, I don't even have to understand the code or know what's going on. It's really easy for me just to look at the file structure and figure things out really quickly. So it's really great for scaling across large teams, Angular 2. And it's really quick ramp time, right? I can get productive really quickly as a beginner, and anybody who's joining my team or looking at my code can help me immediately. It's not going to take, months and months and months for somebody to figure it out. Here is a little bit of community that's helped me along. I actually started doing Angular 2 development because the Angular community is so amazing. So we have Angular Bootcamp. I have attended a few of their boot camps. I'm doing another one next week, I believe. They do Angular 1X and Angular 2 trainings. Lucas Robelke, he does One Hungry Mind training, which is amazing. So you can find him at Simpleton on Twitter. Angular Masterclass. I think there's an Angular Masterclass alumni who just attended Pascal's training. Pascal's in Hanover. He was just in Berlin doing a training, and he's doing a really cool training in I don't know, but it's in a fortress. Helsinki, that's right. So you should totally check out Pascal. He's actually the one that taught me how to use the router. Yay! And then Ben Lesh, who's the author of RxJS, he spends way too much time helping me as a beginner. So these are all great people to sort of know and ask for help on Twitter. Today, I'm going to show you how easy it is to build an Angular 2 app with Angular Cli on the fly. Then we're going to deploy it. It's going to be amazing. This is the app we're making. Do you guys like it so far? It's cute, right? So it's called NG Tattoo. By the way, if anybody wants to be tattooed later, I have the tattoos in my purse. Highly recommend it. And I'll put you on the site. You guys should do it. And I'm not joking, by the way. So anyway, so this is really simple. It just has a few routes, and I'm going to teach you guys how to sort of use ng4 to display your data right here. Here's the journey we're going to take. We're going to create an Angular CLI Angular 2 app. We're going to configure Material I Css. I'm going to show you guys the app structure of an Angular 2 Angular CLI app. We're going to create some components, use ng4 to display the data, and then use the new router, which is going to be amazing. And then we're going to deploy to Firebase. So first things first, creating an Angular CLI Angular 2 app. It's ridiculously simple. Literally, you npm install Angular CLI, and then ng new, the name of your app, and then it scaffolds up a brand new app for you. Wasn't that easy, though? Can you believe it? Right? You guys should do it tonight. Configure Material I Css. So I was trying to use Angular Material 2, and I really wanted to teach you guys how to use it. I wrote 2 really long blog posts about it while I was trying to figure it out this weekend, and I highly recommend not using it yet if you want to get productive. You can do it for fun, but use Material I Css. This is how you install Material I Css. Just npm install Material I Css in your directory. And then you simply have to configure 2 files, which is your Angular CLI build.js file and your index.html file. And that's basically it. Then you have Material I Css. Let's go ahead and move into the fun stuff, which is the app structure of an Angular 2 Angular CLI app. So let's see if I can find it. OK, so I've already have an app here, and so this is my app. Can you guys see OK? Or do I need to make it bigger? Maybe make it a little bit bigger? Is this better? Good? Yeah? OK. So yeah, this is my Angular 2 app. So you can see that there's main app components, and it generates a CSS file for you, HTML file. It generates some tests for you. This is the app component.ts file. And then these are the files that I configured for Material I Css, which is just the Angular CLI build.js file. And then the index.html. This is where I put the 2 script tags and the link tag. OK, and I also actually want to go ahead and do ng-serve and get that going. Let me find my Chrome. OK. So as you can see, it's already loaded, and I created a little nav bar here. So this is just, do you guys have this without using Angular CLI? I don't think so, right? I think you guys have to do some live server thing, but this is great because Angular CLI does it all for you. Anyway, so over here in my component, my app component, I just created the nav bar right here. So you can see, and this is all Material I Css that just does it for me. Now what I want to show you guys how to do is just really create an easy component and import it into your app. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use, can I make this bigger? There we go. I'm going to use Angular CLI to just generate a component. So it's just ng generate component, and the component I'm going to generate is just an Angular logo. I just want to display the Angular logo, so we'll call it Angular logo. When you create a component, you need to have a dash in between the name. That's a convention. All right, and then as you can see, it's just generated a few files for me, and if I go into my Angular logo component, you have the CSS file, the HTML file, the spec file, and then you have the component.ts file. This is weird. Why didn't it? Huh. for some reason, it didn't work. Well, let me create another component. I don't know why that didn't work. ng generate component Angular logo 2. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. So first things first, let me go ahead and import my Angular logo 2 component into my main app component. This is just to make sure it actually works. So Angular logo 2 component. Okay, then just add a directive. Right there. And then let me just go ahead and make sure it renders out onto the screen. You can see that my Angular CLI, the live reload, is working in the background. The selector is app-angular logo 2. Okay, and you'll see that it actually just, right, Angular 2 logo works. So I know that I've imported my component properly into my main app component. Even though you can have your own HTML file, it's better to, so one of the things that Patrick JS and Scott Moss and Lucas Rublicki in the community, and probably a few others, say is that it's better to do inline templating because it sort of forces you to keep your components small. You don't think so? You don't like it? No? Disagree? No, that's okay. So I've already, I already have this in my public folder, .png. And then it should just show up right here. There we go. Yay, it works. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go back into my main component, and this is why I like Material I Css. I can just say center align, right? And then it'll center it for me. Okay, wasn't that easy, guys? Right? Amazingly easy. Ridiculous. You guys need to use Angular too. Okay, so now what I want to do, right, remember I'm going to make this ng tattoo thing, so I have a bunch of images that I basically need to show up on the page. First things first, like I'll show you where I have my images. So here's all my images. And I just named them ng tattoo -1, 2, 3, 4, etc. The first thing I want to do is make sure, so I already created this tattoo card right here. And I'll just show it to you guys really quickly. This is what it looks like. And I just want to import it really quickly, just to make sure that I can see things with the live reload. So tattoo card. The other great thing about this live reload is that it tells me when things are broken. Like, you can see that. And then tattoo card will work. Let me go ahead and add a directive. There we go. And then I just want to stick it on here, make sure it's working. And it's called app tattoo card. Okay. There we go. Should work. Do you guys know Pascal? There's Pascal's face. He's an exciting person and really great for the community. All right, so there we go. Okay, so in order to get this to work, I need to do an ng4. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right here. ng4 let tattoo of tattoos. And then I just want to create an array really quickly, but I'm going to cheat, and I've already have it right here. So I'm going to put this into my tattoo card component. There we go. And so you can see there's a bunch of Pascal pictures, right? And the reason is because I need to go ahead and change this, and I just need to say tattoo.number. I called it number down there. And if I do ng, there, tattoo.number, and then voila, everybody shows up and it's beautiful, right? So the other thing you can do is you can just basically do this for everything. Let's say we want to add Twitter. So we'll say Jake Herringbone is Alex's Twitter handle, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say tattoo dot, what did I call it, Twitter? And then you should see that it shows up right here. Then I just need to change out this array really quickly. So there we go. And then it works. So really easy, right? Can you guys believe that I was able to make this? And I don't know, it's been 5 minutes maybe. Last thing, or second to last thing I want to do is just show you guys how to use the new router, and I'm really excited for Manfred to go deeper into it. You'll see that there's this nav bar, and then there's these little links right here. So the first thing you want to do when you want to use the router is go into your app folder and then create a file. So I'm going to call my file, to make it easy, app.routes.ts. There we go. And you need to import. So I'm doing two. I'm going to make two routes. Okay, one of them is going to be about, and then one of them is going to be this page right here, just like the tattoos. So where did I put it? My app.routes.ts file. Okay, so you can see I'm importing it, and then I'm exporting app routes. So this is the default path, right? So I want tattoo card component to show up for the default if I don't click on anything, and then I have two paths right over here. After that, you need to go into your main.ts file, and in your main.ts file, you actually need to import the file you just created. Where is it? Okay. And you need to provide the router. There we go. Fix bootstrap. Okay, and now you can actually go into your main app component and import the router. Where's my app? It's not there. Okay, and then add it as a directive. There we go. And now we need to figure out where we're going to actually have it render on the screen. So I'm going to put it right here, the router outlet. Router outlet. Okay. And because I have this pretty nav bar already, all I need to do is change these. So I'm going to say this is about, I'm going to say this is tattooed. And then all you need to do is router link equals the routes that I called it. And this is a slash about. And this is slash tattooed. Okay, and it should work. Yay! All right, how easy was that? It's pretty amazing, right? Is anybody convinced to use Angular 2 now? Did I help? Hopefully. Yeah? There we go. We got two. We got two. All right, so even more amazing is, how many of you guys have used Firebase before? This gets scary. This is the scary part. All right, because I'm actually going to try to connect to the internet. Okay, so Firebase, just log in, and then you can go to your console. I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to call it NG Tattoo Berlin. I've been doing this a few times. So create project. Had to practice. All right, then go into your terminal. And OK, so there you go. So then I'm going to go to hosting, because I'm just doing simple hosting. Oh, Firebase. Well, you can store databases on there, and you can do hosting and other amazing things, and they were acquired by Google.
No, it's backend as a service. It's kind of Couchbase. You know Couchbase? Okay, it's CouchDB. It's a NoSQL database.
Yeah, OK, so npm install Firebase tools. Go ahead and press continue, and then Firebase login. Boom. OK, I'm already logged in. And then just do Firebase init. Oh, no. Why? Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to choose hosting because I'm just doing hosting. And then it's going to walk me through all these things. So here I'm choosing ng tattoo Berlin 2. Database.rules.json is fine. So this is important actually because the CLIs mess with each other. The Firebase CLI and the Angular CLI mess with each other. This is actually your dist folder. You're going to configure as a single page app. You're not going to rewrite the dist.index.html. Firebase initialization complete. Firebase deploy. Let's go ahead and press finish. This is my favorite part because you can actually see them loading at the same time. Uploading, see? It's great. This is working. I didn't even have to mess up or anything. It's amazing. Are you guys having fun so far? I hope so. Do we need to do jumping jacks? Get tattoos later? Whatever you want to make it more fun. All right, is it done? No, not yet. Almost. Oh, it's done. Look at that. All right, so now we're gonna go to this and see if it actually is there. Do you guys think it's there? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hold on, hold on. Keep holding. It'll load at some point in time. This is like the foreplay. Oh, there we go. Look at that. And now I have something on the internet that we made today in, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or so. So if you guys wanted to be added to this, I actually have a lot more pictures. And this is going to be a real website. So I would like to tattoo your faces and take pictures today. All right, so we did all these things deployed to Firebase. So what we've learned today, number one, is Angular CLI, Angular 2 app is ridiculously easy to create. It's literally 2 lines. It's actually 1 line if you already have Angular CLI installed. Configuring Material I Css maybe takes about 5 minutes or so. Makes it pretty for you. You guys kind of figure out the app structure, so I highly recommend just checking that out and looking at it. Creating components is really easy, importing it into your main app component, using ng4 to display the data, using the new router, and deploying to Firebase. Danke. So by the way, I don't code for money, and I'm a very junior developer. So the fact that I was able to do this, I think says a lot about Angular 2 and a lot about Angular CLI. Any questions at all? Yes?
If I want to use less or Rust instead of CSS for the general setup, is that configurable or?
Yeah. It's really easy. I actually haven't used Sass. I wish Ember CLI actually defaults to Sass, but I'm sure it's not that hard at all. Any other questions? Yes?
I saw like when you were showing the, I think like your index HTML or something,
Uh-huh.
the file that you're loading for CLI was from Ember.
Yeah, so Angular CLI is actually an Ember add-on.
Okay.
So despite what other people think, like despite what a lot of people think, the core teams actually work very closely together. And you know, the Ember CLI team really helped the Angular CLI team get here. Some of the router stuff is borrowed from Ember's router as well. Same thing with React. So yeah. Any other questions? Cool. Okay, so all of these, I actually created a GitHub starter repo for you guys. So if you guys want to go ahead and download it, that's totally fine. The app is on Firebase, so you can check that out. I have my slides on SlideShare. And then, you know, I've been doing these posts, right? So if you want to read a blog post about how to install Material I Css, or use Angular's new router, or use ng4, you can just check out my Medium. And yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you. Very cool.